Hey everybody, it's Rachel. In this video, we're going to be making a Christmas card, but the huge reason why I'm making this video is because I want to show you that you can use your Cricut to make any type of card that you want. Now, I'm going to show you something that I was completely inspired by. I'll link it right here or show you the image right here. And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I'm just on a crafty budget and I reached my budget for the month and I really want to buy all of the stuff that I see on YouTube and other content creators, but it's just not in the budget. So sometimes you just gotta make it your own. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna recreate what this from Concord and Ninth, and I'm gonna recreate it and create my own version of that. So I went ahead and already did a lot of the work before I started recording, just so that way I can show you guys how this is done. The first thing that we need to do is go ahead and get our card scored first. Okay, so I already cut it down to size, which is 4 1/4 by 11, and I'm going to go ahead and score it at the 5.5 mark, which is right here. Perfect. Okay, let's move that to the side. Perfect. Okay, so now that I have that done, I'm going to bring over my little container and you will see that I got all my little trees cut and ready to go. And I'll tell you the colors that I used. I used, let's see here, pink lemonade, which is this pink color. And then I also used, just looking at my little cheat sheet here, cranberry, all Concord and Ninth. And then I used evergreen, which is the darker color. There we go. And then I also used sea glass, which is the lighter green. Okay. And I also used some glitter cardstock as well. So we're going to be using a mixture of things. Now I will be honest, okay? Little FYIs, if you're going to do this and you're using Concord and Ninth, use the 100-pound cardstock setting, and it does not cut the greatest. You will see here that it left a lot of residue on my mat, okay, and I was using 80-pound cardstock for some of it, I think for the first two colors, which were the pink and the cranberry, or the pink lemonade and the cranberry, and then I switched to 100-pound, and I noticed that that cut a lot better. I think the glitter cardstock did a wonderful job. I also used an actual, because I wasn't sure of the weight of the cardstock from Concord and Ninth, and the white cardstock is 80-pound cardstock, which was labeled 80-pound, and actually cut out pretty good. So I will tell you, just be careful of the trees that you selected, because some of the trees just didn't turn out that great, and we're going to have to kind of pivot a little bit on some of it. So just kind of be mindful of the design that you are going to pick, because I picked really kind of some intricate cuts such as this one, and I was hoping to inlay some other colors with that, and that's just, you know, it's not going to happen. Mainly because they were not saved, and some of it ripped my paper. So, you know, you gotta outweigh, is it going to be necessary to buy that die and be able to do it that way, or you can use your Cricut machine. And I did replace my blade before I started, just because I knew that this is going to be such an intricate cut, and that I needed a really sharp blade. And so I don't know if that made it worse or what, but I would imagine it made it better. I can imagine, because it's been a while since I replaced that that blade. So just kind of be mindful of that when you're choosing your trees. I'll list all the trees that I used. Again, this is all from Cricut Design Space, and you actually can make several cards. Now I ended up having to throw away, actually I'll bring it over here. You can see that the Cricut really just did, I don't know if it's just because the mat wasn't, you know, it was losing its stick or what, I don't know what happened, but it must have got caught and ripped it. But, so, you know, just got to be careful with that. But you can mass produce these. Now it's going to take some time to do that, so you can overlay it with your pink lemonade, you can overlay it with your red, or your cranberry, and so on and so forth. And then you can make at least multiple cards. I also wanted to show you, which I thought was kind of a cool idea, if you don't want to inlay all that kind of with a fast card, you can kind of slightly offset it a little bit, such as this, you know, kind of create a little card, or You know, you could do something like this. That would be really pretty, and just cut this part off. And then I also went ahead and kind of give you a little sneak peek, but I want to show you before I glue all this down. I went ahead and our sentiment is going to be joy, and I did it in the sea glass and the glitter. I'm gonna I did an offset, I think it was like 0.07 offset, and it would be really pretty for a card. And I kind of want to do this. I might just do this off camera and show you guys. I think that's what I'll do, because I have some time today to do that. So I just might. I do have to make another video for a craft with me video today, so we'll see if I have how long this is going to take me to assemble. But wouldn't that be really pretty, something like that, just to kind of bring out that green, or the bring in the green in the card. I think I may attempt this. Let me see here. Let me overlay that. Because again, you're going to have to trim it down, because I cut this exactly at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so you're going to have to trim out that gold. And I actually I like that. So we're going to do that. I'll show you the finished project, or the product, excuse me, after I get this card done. And so you can see what that looks like. What we're going to do is we're going to tape this down, and then we're going to glue all the little pieces and kind of come up with, I'm not going to really do a pattern, and you know, I'm going to kind of be open-minded to how this is going to look and everything. So let me go ahead and get my double-sided tape and start taping this down. I'm going to use double-sided tape to kind of help me with this, and I'm going to make several strips on my card base here. And that way I'm not really caring like where it lands, except I don't want it to be at the top there. I want to show any adhesive there, so I'm going to cut that off. So I'm going to be kind of mindful with how long it is, and I'll trim that off here in a moment. And then that way when I reveal this, the tape will also be there, and I can just use that to help piece my stuff together. I'm going to use my weeding tool to make sure that those ends are pressed down. And I feel like I just need a little bit right here. Well, the only downside of doing what I'm doing is with double-sided tape, kind of like a one and done type thing. And I think I'm going to use parchment paper, because once it starts sticking, unless you're going to ruin your paper, it's going to stick. You know, by pulling it up, it'll ruin it. So I think I might use, I don't know if this double-sided tape sticks to parchment paper. I'm going to have to do a little test and see if it does, because if it doesn't, then we're going to use parchment paper to help align this, because I don't have any type of margin. Only because the reason why I didn't do that is, for one, I don't think the Concord and 9th die does have a margin. I think it's actually 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I kind of want to try to, you know, stick with what they did, but also because these trees, I knew they were going to be small as it was, or as it were, and I didn't want to have to make it any smaller. So I already knew this was going to be a little bit complicated. Not complicated, but just, you know, it's going to take some time. All right, got that all done. Let me clean this up and get some parchment paper. Got some parchment paper, and it does stick a little bit, but it's going to work. It's going to be just fine. So what I'm going to do is reveal just a little bit. I don't want to reveal too much, because I'm going to have to do some type of lifting and adjusting. So here we go. Okay, so just like crafting with vinyl, use your parchment paper to get that aligned. You also could use your MISTI and line it that way, but why not? I have the parchment paper. Alright, so I'm going to hold this in place. I'm going to peel this back, and voila, there we go. Perfect. Parchment paper works perfectly, and there are some areas where I don't have any tape, double-sided tape, and that's okay. Because what I'll do is I'll just add a little bit of liquid glue. Let me get this put away real quick, and I'll get the liquid glue. I am going to, not going to add glue until I get to those areas, and I'm going to go ahead and put some fun music on and start piecing this all together. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Right, got that done. Oh my goodness, I love it. Now, I will tell you that the glitter doesn't fit in there as smooth as some of the other cardstock because it is a little thicker of a cardstock, but I like how it kind of just sits. Like, for example, I add a little whatever that's called and like it just sits on top, so it just provides a lot of dimension to that. So that is super cute as well. So got to go with the good and the bad. All right, bringing over my sentiment. Let's bring that over. And I did end up finding the dot. I think I just lost. Oh no, wrong one. Okay, let's bring this over. Actually, yeah. Okay, sorry. I'm talking to myself. I recut the sentiment. And because I wanted that dot, I didn't want to use the stickles, but if you have stickles, use it. Why not? Okay, and let's put that down. And the little dot, I guess it's called a tittle. I learned that from Kathy Zelzeski. Learn something new every day. And I'm gonna go ahead and just remove my hands. My fingers are full of glue, but that's okay. It'll be fine. We still have more gluing. That's why I have not washed my hands just yet. So, move that there. I'm going to move this here. And how does this go? Like this. Okay, so I'm going to get that to glue down, and I'm going to add some foam dots. Let me get my tweezers here. And I'm just going to apply my liquid glue. Okay. And then I'm going to, I think I'm going to bring this, well, I don't know. Here, let's just do it like this. Okay. There we go. Oh, perfect. Oh, nope, not perfect. Thank God you have a little bit of a wiggle room when it comes to that liquid glue. Okay. And then I'm going to add a really Oh, sorry, that's my dog barking. She heard a truck. That's how I go by. Okay, and then let's get that there. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry for a minute because I don't want to lose it. It's just so tiny. And then while that's dry, I'm gonna get out my foam dots. I added some foam dots, well, not foam dots, foam squares I got, I think from the Dollar Tree, and I just cut them down to size. Now you most certainly can go ahead and just cut a couple pieces of the same cardstock and just apply it, you know, and then build it up from there to add dimension. But since the panel doesn't have any dimension, I figured that I could get away with adding this. And then I think what I'll do is, let me see if I can get this situated. Okay, my idea was here. Let me think. Okay, I think I'll just put it about right there. And I added glue so I can have a little bit of a wiggle room. Let's see. Like so. There we go. We're not done just yet. Hold on. Let's go ahead and switch that over. Bring in my little label. Again, I just did print then cut with my oh my gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? With the logo of my YouTube channel. And then let's do that. There we go. And now we can call this a finished card. So you can see what they came up with here to the right, and then this is what I came up with. And again, I just found a bunch of trees I liked in Design Space. I found the word joy and I did that and created my own card. And you didn't have to buy anything. Of course, if you don't have a Cricut, then you're gonna have to buy that, right? But yeah, overall, I think this turned out really cute. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make that other card, and then I'll show you guys here in a second. All right, let me go get that done, and then I'll show you what that one looks like. All right, well, here is the card that I did as I promised, and I love it. So for all you minimalistic individuals, which I am starting to become a little bit more minimalistic if I can talk, and just because, I don't know, I just think a little less is better, I should say. But bringing it, actually before I do, I thought about doing something like this just to add a little something, and I'm not going to glue it because I want to get your guys's opinions, and then so in the comment section, let me know if I should glue this down. I think it's really pretty just to kind of add a little something, just a little greenery. Now again, it's not glued down, so it's not going to look perfect or anything of that nature, but do you guys think I should add just that little pop of green, or do you think I should just not have anything at all and just let this speak for itself? So again, I do a lot, so I'm trying to dial it back as far as decor is concerned and design as well, but bringing in the other card as well so we can see the difference between the two. So we got one that's really minimalistic, and then we got one that's just have a lot going on but yet super pretty. I don't know. Let me know which one your favorite is, and again, I'll link all the tree designs that I got from Design Space. The word joy is actually from Design Space Images as well, so I'll link that below, or not link it, but I'll give you guys the reference number so you can search it. And then what I did, just as a little FYI, how I created this is again, I'm trying to recreate what Concord and 9th did. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trees, 4 rows, and then I just sized it width and height. I did have to adjust the width as well because when I adjusted the height, they were too small or I think if they were too wide. Anyway, and then I did divide them equally across so that way they were spaced equally. And then I just randomly just started putting different trees. Didn't really try to create a pattern because I don't think that Concord and Ninth die set, it had a certain pattern in mind. So I try to, you know, be random about that as well. And yeah, so that's what I did. And then I just randomly chose some colors. I tried to be mindful that we didn't have like the same color surrounding or next to it, so I tried to be mindful. I don't mind diagonally, but I didn't want to like cranberry, 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 you know, that type of thing. So I was trying to be mindful of that when I was gluing everything together. And then of course this one, I decided I just trimmed off the side here, and then I'm going to take that off so that way we know. Let me bring in my weeding tool. Oh, well, I may not have a choice. Oh, there you go. Okay. So let me know which one your favorite one is, and if you're going to do any of these cards. They were a lot of fun. Again, I still have a lot of scraps, so I can definitely make another card with this, so that way they're not being wasted. And again, you could use green or, you know, like whatever I have. So I'm going to keep these, and if I have time, I'll make another card off camera just for fun. All right, well, again, let me know which one your favorite one is, the one that's a little bit on the monochromatic. Well, I guess not monochromatic because we have the green, but you know what I'm talking about. And then we have the one that with all the colors. And then also let me know in the comment section if you think I should add this tree. All right, well, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.